Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gooncast Squad. This episode 17. I'm Vito.
This is Abram the Tiger.
And Margarita Vic couldn't make it in today. I'm sure he's out somewhere drinking margaritas.
Cadillac margaritas at LTO Pepe's.
What day is this? Friday?
Friday. What are we looking at? The 9th?
The 8th.
The 8th. Friday the 8th. A dark,
it's a gloomy day.
It's actually kind of nice. It's a nice little break from the heat because we know we're going to be getting that heat
roasted
coming in soon.
Yeah, for sure. I like this type of weather. It's my favorite type of weather.
Yeah, it's nice. It's because it's still cool. It's not even really that cold.
I hate being hot. Can't stand being hot. Not even a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These last couple of nights before this storm came in, fuck, bro. Because it ain't time to turn the AC on yet. You know what I mean? When you're a Latino family, you don't really turn the AC on until the last minute. Till it's like you can't take it.
Yeah, like there'll be like a certain night,
especially if you don't pay the
nobody
electricity
can go
bill.
to sleep if you don't turn on the air conditioning.
So
or during the day, or if you have company over.
Thank God I'm at work during the day. You know, not some fuck staying home all day in the heat. But the last week I had to sleep, just nuts out, fucking fan blowing on me.
Dude, that reminds me of sleeping. Last night I fell asleep with a cigarette.
Burning
in my hand, and it burned my fucking comforter. A big ass burn, like about 6 inches long, 6 inches wide.
Have you ever smoked a cigarette under the blanket?
No.
Like
I could have fucking lit my house on fire, my bed on fire. I woke up, I was like, holy shit! I just flipped the comforter over on the other side so I didn't have to look at it.
Cigarettes. What do you think about them?
I hate
love them.
I hate them, I have a love-hate relationship with cigarettes.
What is it? Well, I never understood the times that I have smoked was like when I was high on ecstasy.
Yeah, well, then
the next day I had like a sore throat the whole day.
You know how they're amazing on ecstasy?
Yeah,
they're like a tenth of that when they're not. When you smoke all the time, they're gross. You know what I mean? They make your teeth
stink,
which is cool. Which actually, I'm about to get my teeth whitened.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's dope. I need my shit because I drink coffee a lot of coffee every day.
Do you think it's kind of gay though, getting your teeth whitened?
Fuck no. That's the first thing people notice when you smile at them. I mean, unless we're in England where that's acceptable, like your shit to be all fucking yellowed up like that, like butter. That's normal in England.
And their teeth are all fucked up.
Yeah, but over here it's kind of like, I got fucked up. Not that fucked up teeth, but like, I mean, think about it like this. Do you want to be macking, kissing on some girl and your tongue touching her shit? It's all fucked up and yellow? Not really, right?
I don't, but I need to I'm going to the dentist and getting a clean, and then I'll probably have some cavities, I'm sure.
Let me ask you something. What kind of toothpaste do you use?
I use Colgate.
Okay, you need to quit that.
Why?
You need to use that one, Rembrandt or
Rembrandt?
Rembrandt. That's the shit that I use, and it's like, it's got a really disgusting taste, but honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. After like a week, dude, my shit was like a whole shade lighter.
Really?
It's like $5.
My shit's about to be neon fucking white,
neon.
Bro. I'm gonna be able to
guaranteed
smile. I have a black light in my garage, and when I get my teeth whitened, I'm gonna take a selfie of in the dark with the fucking neon.
Where are you gonna get that done at?
I just now got my dental insurance, so I gotta figure out who accepts my insurance.
Everywhere.
Yeah, well, no, not everywhere because it's IEHP.
You know where you should go? The place by the old. There's a dentist place by World's Gym, in between World's Gym and the old Hometown Buffet.
I really don't give a fuck who it is as long as I get. I'm just glad to be taking care of my shit.
Hey,
I'm up on my medical game and making sure.
You got cavities and shit.
I probably have some cavities. I've had root canals, and what sucks, dude, is I never got them capped. And then if you get a root canal and you don't get it capped, your tooth will decay and die. And so you can see I'm missing two big molars on each side.
I'm missing 2 molars too.
It sucks eating food.
My son had to get his, he's going to start school soon, so it's kind of fucked. So I'm kind of like, I have to make a decision. Do I want to pay $2,000 to get his shit replaced, like some porcelain teeth in the front, or let him take the brutal lashings of the kids making fun of him?
Why don't you let him wait till he grows up a little bit and then get braces?
Well, he's got good teeth as far as straight, but he had bad teeth as far as he's a daycared by family.
Yeah.
Not my family. My mother-in-law watches him and stuff. She, didn't really put him up on game with the brushing every day and the candies and the sweets and shit and the soda.
Did he suck on a pacifier for a long time?
He did till he was like 2.
Okay.
So it fucked his teeth up. So they had to yank him out. So now he's got this like square opening where he could like flick his tongue through his teeth like a snake.
Little Geo,
yeah.
He's got your pizzazz, your spunk. He's got like your attitude kind of. The other day I was over there. I was having your brother Art look at my stereo, get it aligned right, and Jackie came out of the garage and she was like, "No, I'm throwing these things away." And she had like these 2 toys, like
these 2 saber things.
Yeah, I guess
I hate those.
They were probably like playing around with them. And they were both Gio and Gabriel were looking out like all sad as she threw them in the trash. Yeah, I was like, but they had this mischievous look on their face, like they knew they were fucking up, like they were
like they're being bad. For sure, all kids are bad. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta raise them to have respect for adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to be coming in and cutting into the conversation and shit like that. I don't tolerate, But bad kids are bad kids. It's gonna happen. That's normal.
Yeah, obviously I don't have any children, but it's something that I've
You're
thought
around children
a lot. Yeah. Well, nieces and nephews. I'm not around a lot of babies. I haven't been around a baby in a long time.
It's good, but it sucks too because babies, they cry and they it's a piercing to a man. It's the worst, like piercing noise. It cuts through you like
how stressed out do you get when you get woken up in the middle of the night and Giorgio is just going crazy?
Well, I'm kind of used to it now, but at first it was just like a fuck, like goddamn, like fuck.
Like what can you do though? It's kind of like traffic. Here? You know what I mean?
You can't do nothing.
You can't do shit about it.
But he only wakes up when his pacifier, he can't, have it on him, or hardly he wakes up like that anymore. But
and what's fucked up is there's a lot of shitheads out there that yell at their babies and treat their babies bad because it's like they don't know, man. They're like
they have no control over it.
Like they're puppies. They think that you could train them. No. Human beings, if what's crazy about human beings in the animal kingdom is they take so long to like mature.
And walk.
Like a dog is like in a year it's like full grown, you know
like
what I mean?
Like a man.
But a human being takes like 18, 19 years before it gets fully grown.
If that.
That's strange. I wonder if other animals take that long.
Fuck no.
I know elephants take a while to grow.
When a horse shits out its baby, it's fucking up and running around in minutes.
Yeah, that's
crazy, right?
Yeah. But, I get the way that the horse's physique is, like I could see it.
Isn't the human the only mammal that the baby, if you leave it alone, it will die?
That would make sense.
We're the only species in the world.
I believe so, man. I couldn't think of one offhand. Like, and then the only other things are not mammals, like I don't know.
You know what I heard?
Animals are just fascinating to me. I love watching the National Geographic.
Yeah, for sure.
They had during Easter weekend, they had Africa's deadliest, dude. Mm-hmm. And, one of the most fascinating creatures is the hyena.
Hyenas are sick.
Hyena. Like how a group of them can take out a lion.
Yep. Maybe even 2 of them can take out a lion. I've seen on the internet the Congo, the blacks over there. They have them on fucking chains, dude, and they have muzzles, like leather muzzles over their face, and they're walking around with these buff ass fucking hyenas. You seen that shit?
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
Do you think if you were ever a gazillion billionaire from fucking Coon, Middle East, would you ever do something crazy like buy a cougar or a cheetah or a tiger?
If I was like a sheik, I'd probably buy a white tiger and then dye it purple. Just cause.
I don't know. I don't think I mean, I would just cause is a good answer, honestly. Like just cause I can.
Because I can.
You know what I mean? But it, like I don't know. It's just I couldn't imagine keeping an animal like that under because you can never replicate its habitat, and you just be having it in prison. It's not like a dog where the dog just is happy with fucking sitting on the ground in front of you while you watch Survivor. Okay, the tiger needs to he's an apex predator.
Dogs are probably the only animals in the planet that are content with being in captivity because they love humans. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's natural or if they've just evolved, because we domesticated them over time. But it's to have a bird in a cage. That's fucked up. Like, what do you for what?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Our buddy, we won't name his name, but one of our buddies that we always talk about, poor thing, he was bird sitting for somebody, and he had to feed the bird every day, and the bird was like 23 years old. Wow. And before the person got home, the bird died.
On the account of the friend not taking care of it properly?
He never actually admitted that. That was never on the record, but
was the guy mad?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the bird had not eaten probably the whole time. I don't know.
Fuck.
And it was 23 years old, so missing a meal.
Was it a parrot or like a parakeet?
It was like a parakeet.
A little bird?
Yeah, like one of those lavender birds with
and
the
it's
yellow.
Starved. The fucking poor bird fucking starved. Because some asshole couldn't get their shit together and feed a goddamn bird. What a fucking... I hope a bird shits on that person's fucking head today, wherever he may be. I think
since I've known him, a bird has shit on his head. Karma, in this case, one time I seen a bird swoop down and grab half of his hamburger.
Damn.
And fucking fly off, and it was like he paid like $13 for the hamburger, like a combo. It was called a halama burger. It was like this campsite boasted about their legendary halama burger, and it was his breakfast, and it fucking just swooped down and grabbed the top bread and
savage
the meat,
bird.
And he all had lettuce and shit.
Was he yelling and cussing?
Yeah, he was cussing. One time, the same guy. We were in Vegas, and you know how you get that late night munchy food in Vegas?
That shitty late night.
Hit a little coffee shop and get a burger, and he's got the styrofoam. He dropped the styrofoam tray on the carpet of the Flamingo, the dirty, filthy, stinky shithole of the Flamingo, and then still ate the fucking sandwich.
Disgusting.
Not only that, he spilled it on my shoes. Like,
you probably were pissing in urinals and the piss was getting all over your shoes. Yeah, I was probably
walking in and
your shoes are one of the dirtiest fucking places, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
There was all this, he was grabbing handfuls of lettuce off of the foot of my fucking
and putting it back on the burger? Was he faded?
Yes, he was drunk as shit.
God damn it.
We had gone on a manhunt because we got, some guy ripped us off for cocaine.
I sold you powder.
He sold us
baby powder
nonsense. Wow. And we went looking.
Some black dude, right?
No, he was a short little midget guy that was probably like about 5'1", like a little wigga gangster. Made a quick $60 off of us.
Fucked you guys.
Fucked us.
That's why you take your own shit.
Yeah, and that's also why you don't buy shit from shifty fucking.
You always want to get a little
type.
dab from a stranger. He
got some. That's the thing. He even tried it.
Switcheroo.
He pulled a switcheroo on him. He went into the stall and he did a little line off of the fucking like toilet paper dispenser. And then he was like, hell yeah, it's good. And so the guy fucking gave him the shit bag.
Tell him, go fuck yourself.
And you know what sucks is we took it up and we were like all prepared to fucking do it. Drunk and like, yeah, we're Vegas cocaine. But we were staying at the Flamingo.
How'd you find out it was fake?
Dennis did a line and he fucking said it. He said it was. He was just like, he's like, this is not coke. And what he did, he just fucking swiped it off the table, like off, you know how they have the little circular table in every shitty hotel room.
Yeah.
He swiped it off the table with his hand onto the carpet, so it looked like somebody just sprinkled a bunch of baby powder all on the carpet, and he stepped on it to try to smash it in.
He snorted a line of baby powder. Did he have the shits after?
I don't know. It was a whole G, like, and I was pissed too because like I wanted to confirm myself that it was fake. I thought maybe he was just dumb and fucking could have like, you know, his
taste buds are burnt out.
They were burnt out. We had been on a long bender that started like 2 nights before. We were doing ecstasy at Steve's house, And then we stayed up all night, and then the next day, Dennis decided to go to Vegas. So we drove to Vegas. So we were up the second night. We were on no sleep, and so like we were drinking, going up and down the strip, and then we got some cocaine. And we were gonna do that cocaine, and then go ahead and be energized and head back out. We still headed back out. I think actually Steve stayed in the room because once we started talking about killing the guy,
he got scared.
We knew we weren't going to find him, but it was just fun to say that we were going to kill him.
Yo, so was it a fat line that he snorted? Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't even see it because he went at it so quick. The only thing I seen was him swiping it on the floor because, you know, he like busted it out and fucking did it, jumped into it real quick. Like
I wish I was there.
Before I could get like plug my cell phone in and get settled. You know what I mean? We weren't sitting around powwow watching. You know.
You notice how we said we weren't going to say any names.
And then fucking he came out. Whatever.
It's all good. Fuck, that's funny, dude. I wish I was there to see that. Fucking snorted ripped a fat line of baby laxative.
It was just some. Who knows what it was, dude? I don't. But I'll tell you what it was. It was cocaine, or if he just had a sack that was so stepped on. It would be it's one thing to sell somebody that's just super stepped on, but at least it's actually cocaine. But like, to sell them something that is completely 0% of cocaine, that's just fucked up.
Hey, so going back to kids, we were talking about kids. Fucking, did you hear?
Good segue into the
kids. Did you hear about the dude that left his baby in the car while he was getting lap dances?
Oh my God!
Yeah, there was a dude that was arrested.
Where is this at?
It wasn't here in California, but it wasn't in Florida, which you would normally think it'd be Florida, but it could be. But anyways, the story is the dude is stuck with his kid while his wife's at work, and basically the people at the strip club noticed something suspicious about the dude. He kept coming in and out like every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And he was getting a lap dance and then running out, coming back in. Finally,
God, this guy had to be fucking on one.
I don't know. He was just that or he really loved strippers.
Behavior.
So the manager's like, why the fuck is this guy going in and out? So he goes out there, follows him to discover a crying baby in a car. Called the police on his ass. Okay. What a terrible father.
Can you imagine?
That's the cocksucker of the week.
What the cocksucker of the week? Could you imagine? All right, let me ask you a question. What if when you had to call your mother and tell her that you were in jail, and when she came down to pick you up, they said that you had both your son Giorgio and Gio in the car, and you were at Bunny's or whatever the fuck that they call that place, and you were going in and out every 5 minutes, checking on the kids and getting lap dances, and you were doing it for like how long?
Oh God!
How long did it say you were doing?
Like an hour.
Tell me about how you would feel making that call.
I wouldn't even make the call. I would just, man, I don't know. If I had to make the call, then I would just feel so fucking ashamed, dude. You know what I mean? Feeling like a real piece of shit. Scumbag. They should have kicked his ass. Imagine that.
Yeah.
That fool was addicted
you got a
to
fucking
pussy.
Baby in here, dude? Like, what's your fucking
Grab
problem?
him by his collar and choke him up.
Have you ever had to make a call from jail?
Never.
You never had handcuffs on and been in jail?
I've never been to jail, but I've been arrested plenty of times. But I've never actually been booked into jail. When I was a minor, I was booked. You know what I mean? But after I turned 18, it was just incidents.
Were you with Ben when you guys got caught smoking behind Parkview?
Yeah.
You guys were. Let's talk about that story. For anybody that doesn't know, Parkview is a elementary school that it's in my neighborhood, the Mountain View Acres. It's where a lot of our friends and everyone goes. Everybody either went to Eagle Ranch, Liberty, or Parkview, and we all went to Cobalt, and then we all went to Silverado. Okay, and so in the back of the park, there's this area. It used to just be a dirt area. Now it's parking lot.
Cul-de-sac, kind of, right?
Yeah, and every kids would go to get high, and then they go play basketball. Tell me, so it was you?
I think Steve G, Alex, and
Jason Moffitt.
It was some other white boy. I don't remember who.
Yeah, Jason Moffitt.
It was a very long time. How long ago was that? Like, that was pre-18 years old, right?
Yeah, they were still.
I'm 31 now. This had to have been when I was like 16 or 17, something like that. These fools were scared, shitless.
Well, what went down?
And it
what
was
were you guys doing?
We were just getting high.
You were smoking blunts.
Hotboxing the car while Steve was blasting some Saturn
that had a hole in the door.
Saturn with tinted windows. I don't remember the hole in the door.
Did the cop just come up and open the door and was like, busted?
Busted. Fucking.
You're busted, punk.
Smashed the shit on the floor, you know? That's nothing though. You know, at that point I wasn't scared at all. It was just like, let's get this over with.
Steve was in big trouble for that.
Big trouble.
He was in deep shit.
Hey,
Alex was in trouble. Ben was in trouble. Ben wasn't in trouble for shit.
Nah, we smoked the next day.
He didn't get in trouble for shit. Ben had a way because of his mom. He was like his mom.
His dad didn't really want to bother with it, but his mom would just be like, "You shouldn't be doing that now. Stop."
But he like had a way with his mom. You know what I mean? She would yell at him and get mad, but she could never stay mad at him.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
She had so much love for him. Same way with Bubba probably. But like my mom would have grounded my ass and I wouldn't have been out the next day. Like I would have had to have been grounded for a week. I got caught smoking weed at school and got suspended for 5 days. And luckily Ryan Chavez admitted that it was his weed. When they were like, "Where's the weed? If we find it, the 18-year-old's going to jail." And so he told him where the weed was. That was actually a solid.
I remember taking half a pill of ecstasy at lunch break, and that fool's fucking bug, and then having to go back into school.
Really?
Fuck, that's retarded, huh?
Yeah. What was that like? I've always imagined that's the one drug that I could never hide how it was on.
I was paranoid.
In public,
as shit.
you could never hide if like. Imagine going to dinner like with your girlfriend going to dinner with like her coworkers and their boyfriends and kind of having a formal dinner and then rolling balls on some rolling. And
I got stories, man.
Like
about
they would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's either high on drugs or he's a raging pervert sweating because from being horny or something."
Hey, bro, I've fucked girls in. You know, like, okay, remember Mr. Alcorn's class?
Okay. Did you just say you fought girls?
Fucked them.
Okay.
Fucked them. You know what I mean?
So you had sex in school property?
In classroom.
In a classroom.
And the motherfucking dude knew, bro.
He knew?
Look,
did he watch?
No, he didn't, but he knew what was happening. He would leave to his teacher's lunch.
Did he ever talk to you about it? Did he ever overstep his bounds?
No, never. But he knew what was up.
Fucking?
He knew what was up. We would talk about getting high all the time, smoking marijuana and shit like that. But this is how it went down, dude. Fucking Mr. Alcorn's classroom, and then there was some white bitch. She was kind of cute. I guess she was a little chunky, thick one, older lady, white lady, maybe in her mid 30s, early 40s. The two classrooms, and then there was this weird like a room in between the two classrooms. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They weren't portables. They were in the actual building.
Yeah, they were like a hallway, room. Like they like kind of like a storage room. Storage room, and then it'll connect to the other room. So check this shit out, dude.
Yeah. It was during his fucking lunch break. It was like an hour long. The teacher's lunch staff.
He was in his classroom while you were fucking.
He would leave. He would leave to the teacher's lounge for an hour. And me and her would ditch like fifth period and stay in there, and I would bone her down, dude. Bone her down like crazy.
How would it physically go down? Where would you on the table, on the ground?
We did it on the people's literally like that next because we had sixth period together in Mr. Alcorn's class. So we just when the class started, we had just got done fucking. And how
often did you do it?
Twice, 3 times a week. I was a hornball. And literally we would.
Didn't you do it when you didn't even go to the school?
I did it when I didn't even go to the school. I was going to Goodwill.
You were going to a Goodwill high school, and then you guys would show up early or ditch school and be on campus. Yeah. I remember you and Ben, Alex did that shit.
Hey, dude, so I would take her up there, and when I wasn't even a student at that high school, and Mr. Alcorn just be like, "What's up, dude?" And he'd be like, "I'm heading out, man. You mind watching the room?" And I'd be like, "Sure." So fucking we would handle business, and I remember when the class started, dude, I would just look at the people sitting at their desk being like, my balls were just bouncing off that desk right there, you know? Shit was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Shit was fun.
I could not imagine how. I don't think I could.
I got my first blowjob in the hallway at Silverado.
It would be tight to have fucked a chick in the the dark room of the photography class.
That would be dope.
Did you ever have photography?
No.
Yeah.
But I've been in there.
The teacher he was like, I've never had a teacher in my whole life that was as lazy as this teacher. I shit you not, for 2 years I had this guy. He did not teach one single thing.
Of photography.
He basically sat at his desk playing Minesweeper or doing whatever the fuck old guys in Hawaiian shirts do. He didn't talk to us. He had it's like, I don't know. I never understood why he had a job. I realized that because he had good grades. He would give people good grades for doing shitty work, and that's how he kept his job.
Kids wouldn't tell him.
He would just expect us to read the book and then learn how to develop pictures. And it would always be a couple good students that learned how to do it. I was in the class for 2 years, and I never developed a single picture. I would get people to give me their pictures. I would go dip them in water, and then I would fucking come bring them up and show him and he would give me credit. And I think about that now, with the internet, how we have so many pictures that we see. And he was a teacher of photography. He would have to know when he saw the same picture. I've already seen this picture. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck, dude. He was not like that. And in a way that's actually really shitty, but it was just a way to get an easy grade, I guess you kind of can take those breaks when you can get them.
What was your favorite class?
I was always into English. I've been an English student, dude. It's in my writing ability. I'm right now. I'm doing so much reading and being focused. My writing's never been better. I love this class that I'm in. Argumentative essays of analysis. You would like this class too. Because you basically read about worldly topics, controversial topics, issues, and then you either make an argument for or against it, and then but you have to do it well and kind of scientifically and back up your arguments. But it teaches you really well how I'm starting to get into reading essays and stuff. There's a lot of writers that write good essays, and we're talking about the people that write authors that spend time on that. There's not a lot of writers now that are getting paid good money and then being invested in to write good articles.
What about journalism?
I've taken journalism, but the thing is, I don't think that journalism isn't as popular now because so many people are now bloggers and becoming journalists overnight without any credit. That's not my whole thing. You know what I mean? I know you're a big fan of the conspiracy theory sites. My whole thing from square one that I don't like about it, because I've taken journalism, is that I always have to have credibility to any story. And the thing with credibility is there has to be some factual evidence, photographic evidence, eyewitnesses, statements, things like that. Government factual things. Because I can't just go on faith alone. Be like, oh, well, it would make sense that they did that, so I believe that. It's just when you go to journalism class, they teach you. That's what the thing about college is. You're taught mostly in your first 2 years how to think objectively by weighing the options, not just having premeditated opinions on certain subjects. Like Republicans, okay? Right off the bat, they're going to be against abortion. Always. You know what I mean?
What happens have you ever met a Republican that has had an abortion?
I think probably I have. Because here's the thing, dude. It's a strange statistic. People, when they're young, a lot of 18 to 29-year-olds are Democrats. And then when they start getting into their 30s and their 40s, they start turning over to Republicans. And my political science teacher was saying that one of the reasons they found is that as you get older, you get more bitter, and you experience more of life, and you become a little bit more colder. So you start being less concerned with social politics and helping people, which people think the Democrats do. That's what their agenda is. But they both are doing whatever they want to do, but public image plays a lot into getting people to vote.
So what do you think about education as far as now they say that the average college student, like university student that, doesn't have a rich family or somebody to support them through school, they say that when they get their degree, whether it's a bachelor's or a master's, they spend the next 15 years following that paying that shit back if they can't even pay it back.
That's true, dude.
They don't get to enjoy.
I think that really sucks.
It's fucked, right?
That
it's
sucks.
a trap, I think.
But I think that
because most of those kids, they fall into like not being able to get that job.
Here's the thing: imagine if you let 18-year-old kids finance BMWs and Mercedes Benzes. You know what I'm saying? And how many of them would be stupid and make that decision? That does that. But I'm just saying, what if it was common, like how they get 18 and 20-year-olds to get college loans? Mm-hmm. What if BMW and Mercedes gave out their cars that easy? Where if a kid really wanted a BMW or a Mercedes, he'd just have to go down there.
But why does it got to be so hard? Why?
What, college?
As far as like affordable, why can't it be affordable? Why does it cost so much?
Well, it's because in America, man, you're kind of based on how good your like colleges are a business. So in a way, they base how much money they make on tuition as how valuable that education is, which is not necessarily true.
A lot of people are falling into that trap where they get out of college. Sure, they got all the degrees, but jobs nowadays, they won't even hire somebody. Like, let's say if you got a bachelor's degree in architecture, right? You're not gonna go into architecture. You might get into an architecture firm and work as like an intern and not get paid, but you still are $100,000 in debt. Mm-hmm. Even if you do eventually get that archecture job, when is it gonna pay off?
Hey, but you
15 years down the road.
Who knows if you're ever gonna pay it off? But like you were like we were talking about earlier, when we were talking about somebody that we know that shoots really high for jobs, and your suggestion was to start at the bottom. I think that's kind of what you have to do no matter what. Even with that college degree, you still have to start developing. It doesn't, having a college degree doesn't guarantee you're going to get a great job, but it does give you a better chance of getting your foot in the door and being able to improve on whatever career. I feel like people that go to college and don't know what they want to do for their living are going for no reason.
It's literally impossible for a guy like me to go to college to get a great education and get a great job because I'm already 31. I've got kids. I've got responsibilities, bills up the ass as it is,
Yeah.
The system isn't made. It's like I'm stuck part of the machine. I'm part of the working machine class of America that keeps the gears turning for, I guess you could say, other people.
And I think that's the way things kind of.
It's hard.
Not that they should be, but I think that's okay.
It's okay.
I think that it's okay that like there has to be people that do jobs. Not everybody can be fucking sitting at a desk and pushing paper all day. There needs to be.
Don't you think education should be free? Because I think we're one of the only countries.
I don't think it should be free because then people would use up the resources. Here's the bottom line, dude. Is not every human being is smart enough to go to college. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then I think the resources would be used up. So one of the reasons that high price comes into play is because of exclusivity. They don't, a lot of these real high Yale places and fucking Stanford so high is because the people that go there don't fuck around. You know what I mean? And that a lot of them are the geniuses and I
think you have to be born with that luck, born with some parents that can afford a guy from
it goes a long way.
A guy like me, that ain't gonna happen to a guy like me.
Statistics will show that if you're born wealthy, you tend to have a higher you get the best education, and you tend to be a little bit smarter. One thing that happens though is even with people with college degrees, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna be successful. Like there's they say being a genius does not mean that you're gonna be successful. It's a whole another thing. There's fucking people that are dumb as Forrest Gump but are fucking just as rich.
I definitely think they need to take a look at what they're doing and reevaluate and redo, make it better programs for people like in the lower class community.
I think they need to change the way a lot of school is taught. I think that they need to start changing the system and the way, like, a lot of it is just people just memorizing shit, and I think there's better ways of teaching people and ways of getting through to people that don't learn in one specific way.
You know what I heard? Back when I was looking into going to college at my old job, because I used to work at a company where they were gonna pay like a big portion of my college tuition, right? As long as it was in a field that they can benefit from.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Okay, I could have went through. Remember we talked about it. I could have went through like a community college and then built the credits up towards getting into a local university, Or I could have went to one of these crash course online colleges like fucking University of Phoenix, right? So I did a shit ton of research on colleges that are online that'll usually get you a degree in half the time, And what I read was for instance, the University of Phoenix was sued because they were actually preying on students, like people's backgrounds and ethnicities, to lure them into getting loans and you want to do this opposed to this, and you want to get the highest fucking loan, blah blah blah. They got trouble for doing that. You don't get
sold your education. You need education is a big decision. Like right now that I'm getting close to getting my associates, like I have to start focusing on. I want to go to UC Riverside, so I have to start focusing on everything they can do that's going to get me into UC Riverside.
And that's a big university.
They're not calling me up and trying to get me to fucking go to there. I have to prove myself.
How much is this going to be? Like when it's all said and done, and you got a bachelor's degree.
I'll only need to go for 2 years.
How much will you be in debt? Give me numbers.
Maybe like $15,000.
15 grand?
Maybe.
That's not bad.
Maybe I might not even be in debt. I might get grants that I don't even have to pay back. I might not even need a loan.
Yeah, that's true.
Motherfucking, a lot of people look down on Obama, dude, but he's taking care of a lot of people that were serious. They cut motherfuckers off if they don't go to school and get good grades. They don't get those checks for that long.
So do you think the education system's good as it is, or does it need fixing?
It needs to be improved. They need to trim the fat a little bit. I think there's too many people that like. All right, like I don't want to sound cold, dude. But, like, sometimes I'll be at school and there'll be, like, paraplegics and shit like that.
Retards.
Yeah. For lack of a better term.
Like, what the fuck are you doing in college?
Like, and I don't understand how it equates to them graduating.
Send them to the fucking YMCA.
Like, what are they going to do? Like, my education is not going to equal their education. They're like, it's like they're getting a little consolation degree. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's fair. I think we need to be a little bit more realistic in society and then start limiting and then determining, because at the end of the day, people have to fucking serve hamburgers, dude, and people have to do this. I think that the wages need to be raised, and I think the wealth needs to be distributed more, because it would affect people that I know, and I think that if anything that really helps with the quality of life inside my bubble, I'm for.
You know that the minimum wage in January went up to $10 an hour. $10, $10 an hour.
I heard it's going up to 15
by 2020 or 2022.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I get it that it's going to cost money.
I feel bitter about that.
But the problem is, dude, is like, the smallest problems get blamed on taxpayer money, and they ignore the biggest fucking costs, like military spending. It's
way too much money on military spending.
Military spending is out of control.
Foreign aid,
but we want to complain about fucking
education.
You know
fucking
what I mean?
The veterans,
like the
healthcare.
Yeah.
They could dump more money into shit like that.
They need to put way more money into the veterans, dude. They're fucking.
They don't give a fuck about the veterans.
When these kids come back, dude, their lives are almost. A lot of times they're ruined. And if they're not ruined, that means they were like the people that I met that have went to war. I would say 80% of them are fucked up. There's a 10% that's they're a good, kind person. Or maybe they didn't see combat or whatever. They're a good, kind person, so they know that they were doing it they accept that they were doing it for the right reasons, and so they're not troubled. But then there's another 40% that are going through PTSD and struggling and feel guilty. And then there's another 40% that are just fucking psychopaths.
Here's what fucks me up is there's a fucking shit ton of homeless veterans, right?
Yeah.
But yet these fucking Iraqi, Syrian refugees come in and boom bap. Right away they slap them up into some living shit. You know what I mean? Even immigrants from Mexico, wherever the fuck they come from, they treat those people better than they treat their own veterans. That made it possible for those fucking refugees to come over here. What do you think about that? It's fucked up, right?
I think it's disgusting, to be honest with you, man.
Dude,
I think it's disgusting, but I at the same time I've told you about my puppy theory that when you start seeing carnage is when people start wanting to help and people start caring. When we see pictures of Syrians getting killed and stuff, then we start feeling sorry for them. When we see veterans homeless, then we start getting sorry for them. It's like we can always pick out a bigger and better problem, but until it's just in our face and making us feel sad, we ignore it like it doesn't exist. And I kind of think that we have to, in a way, in order to not go crazy. Think about if you want to just start trying to be like, what if I came to you one day and I'm like, I'm just gonna start trying to make the world a better place.
I'd laugh at your face.
One thing at a time. Yeah, you'd laugh at my face.
I'd say, why do you give a fuck?
Yeah, like what exactly are you gonna do? Like I'm gonna go fucking fight for women's libs so that they can, in public, they can pop their titty out and breastfeed. You know, like,
you ever seen those videos of people having problems with that?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it, but if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to pop my titty out in public.
But if you had to, you had to.
Yeah. Well, usually they have a blanket, but they act like they want. Yeah. But with some women act like it's like a fucking artistic expression of beauty.
I feel that's a feminist shit, isn't it?
It's like you're fucking feeding your kid with your titty. I don't care, but don't make me fucking think that I'm a bad person because I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
You ever seen those social experiments online where there'll be like a chick feeding her, breastfeeding her kid with the blanket over them, right? And then somebody will walk by, like a hipster dude, and be like, just to let you know, that's fucking disgusting. And then there'll be some hot bitch with fucking like literally her tits popping out with this little outfit she has on. And then another dude would run up on him and be like, yo, you're saying that that's disgusting, and she has a blanket over her kid while she's breastfeeding, but this fucking skank right here.
Out on it?
Yeah.
Does he look like a real jerk off?
No, he's a normal dude, but he'll be like, this hot skank right here has her tits out, but that's not disgusting. And the dudes usually are just like, well, she's hot.
I would have been like, no, she's fucking fine, dude. I don't want to see milk, fucking weird powder milk coming out of this bitch's fat titty nipple with her fucking.
I just wouldn't even
with her mangled nipple.
Yo,
with the child's mouth on it.
I wouldn't even give a fuck. I'd walk by, give that tit one look, and be like,
any ladies listening, I'm just kidding. I don't care if they do it in public, but I just don't like the idea of having a cause. I don't like the idea of
doing it on purpose to let it be seen.
In general, dude. Yeah. Like I get so tired of people. They get offended about things and want to fucking have a cause, have a meeting, have a group, have a movement.
Everybody gets spot hurt these days.
Like, oh my god, no shame,
hashtag,
no bullies.
Hashtag. Okay, from now on, I'm saying to our listeners, people that are listening to this podcast right now as we speak.
What is it? Hit us with it.
From now on, when you're on Facebook and you just say some rude shit, hashtag gooncastsquad. I've been doing that lately. Like I'll see some shit and say some rude shit.
If you ever feel like saying, and if you're on YouTube and you're talking shit and you're being mean and nobody else is gonna see it, just put hashtag gooncastsquad, because you know some of you are on YouTube and you read someone's comment and it's you anonymously get enraged and comment back and you're mean about it. Just hashtag
you know what pisses me off? The chicks that you grew up with and 2 months ago they turned vegan and now they're just like vegan everything and you shouldn't be eating this and that. And I'm like, bitch, you are the fattest fucking vegan I've ever seen in my life. Please shut up. You fucking seem retarded.
You're talking about a specific person. Who's this person you're talking about?
There's plenty of them. There's not one specific.
No, but
you know what drives my fucking gears?
The passion in your voice is telling me.
You know what makes me mad, bro?
What?
Is okay. Like, I'm a fat motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Me too.
You think I give a shit? No, I don't. Because I fucked your bitch, and that's the end of it. She loves fat guys. All right.
Hey, wait, you fuck my bitch?
Nah. So check this out. I get that you're fucking in shape. I get that you go to the gym But does every single fucking picture have to be you in some fucking Reebok gym clothes posting selfies every goddamn day?
The CrossFit shit.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Do you have
your body doesn't change from yes, I could show you right now. It doesn't fucking change from day to day.
Our number 2 listener is a CrossFitter. I love this girl to death. She's a sweetheart, but oh my god, she posts jokes, memes, cute little puns, pictures, working out. It's like
I don't even know. No, it's not even
God.
It's not CrossFit. It's just gym gym life. Like first of all,
but like every day, like squats are good for your butt, like cute. Right?
I understand that it's your page. You're gonna do what you want to do. You know what I mean? But do you have to post a selfie every single fucking day? Like your fucking snapper hasn't changed over the course of one day. You know what I mean? Post something else. You know, posting a fucking selfie in the same manner every day after day. That's some mental issue, don't you think? There's studies that have come out saying that people that post more than 4 selfies in a week, they got something fucking wrong with them upstairs.
Really?
They're narcissists.
Yeah.
And I really don't know what that means that much.
You don't know what narcissist means?
I do to a certain extent.
Narcissist means is like you're completely and totally selfish. You have a lack of human empathy.
I believe that I'm like that, but I don't post a selfie every day. I post a selfie hardly ever. I post pictures of my kids once in a while.
You know, you got to do a selfie.
Every once in a while, you got to upload a selfie to let them know.
Like, could you imagine going through someone's phone and seeing they have 1,700
Can you imagine it?
Pictures?
Yeah. We're going to do that right now.
Because, you know, when you do your own selfie, you end up taking a few shots.
I grew up with this girl that I'm about to show you. We're not going to say any names. But I grew up with this girl. She's a real sweet girl. But I literally had to delete her because look at this.
Okay, what we're looking at here is basically just selfie.
The same shit.
Food.
The same shit. I get it. I understand you're healthy. I understand you're fucking. You go through hell to eat all these squash nuts and fucking wheatgrass. I understand.
Be gentle on this one.
But what I'm saying
this is my.
Quit posting the same motherfucking picture every fucking single day. Make it new. Pop a titty out. Show your ass. I don't want to see the same fucking pose every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Now let me show you.
What do we got here?
Let me show you this one. Be gentle on this one because she's a sweetheart. Okay. This is like the opening picture.
Let me see. I'm not gonna fucking
go ahead and
look at your dick pics. I've seen. Yeah. All right. So okay. Everything is workout. Work out this. Work out. Get the fuck out of my face. Get the shit out of my fucking face. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see it. I know you fucking work out.
I love you.
Jesus fuck.
But I have to
post a picture of some spaghetti.
She maybe does, but then says like I have to eat like a cup full of it.
Is that so that they feel better about what they're doing? Are they validating themselves? Because in reality, if you step back from your behavior of posting the same shit, you fucking are annoying, and it's like I'm pretty sure people want to fucking delete you. And I'm not speaking specifically to the person you're showing me. I'm saying in general, like you're obsessed with this.
I think I can walk in both shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk in both shoes because I did at that one time in 2011. I went to the gym for a year and a half and I lost like 65 pounds.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, so when you start getting like
confident, you feel
getting
good.
Confident and good.
You want to let the world know.
It becomes a drug. It becomes a drug, and you're getting high off it, and you're loving it. And so but at the same time, it's still a struggle. So you keep posting and just to keep it going up. But the thing is, and this is the number one thing that I don't like, is that I know this CrossFit shit, they promote to all their people exercising that they should all tag each other and they need to tag, and we're a team and we're fucking this community. And that. So it's kind of getting into the pyramid triangle.
Pyramid scheme
territory. Okay, where they have to post, which you're actually not supposed to use your own Facebook as business, but it's a loophole to find their members, turning their members into actual friends, and then promoting their company. Like the first 6 weeks they have to do, I'm doing the 6-week challenge.
Is it a religion?
No, there's no religion.
It might as well be.
It's just, well, yeah, and it turns into that with the passion that they get, like, extreme, go hard, never quit.
Oh, look at me, I'm flipping tires
never quit.
And
like if you think about it, it's a twisted form of religion. Like You know, honestly though, I'm so proud of this girl because she's working out.
That's great,
and
that's
she's
good.
she's loving it, and
that's good. She's bettering herself.
If anything, I'm more concerned that I'm thinking she's overdoing it though. Like like she like fucked up her ribs and shit.
It's not
dude.
a bad thing, you know. She probably has a great body and fucking. She's probably a hard body, nice.
She's
you know
nice.
what I mean.
She's a
nice to look
girl.
at, you know what
but
I mean?
But I had to bring the idea because it's becoming so. Bring the idea up, and sorry, you know who for bringing it up, but we had to talk about you. But it's just becoming so common, you know what I mean? Like, how can I get at the end of the day? And this is a fact that I learned about when you lose weight. Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck but you.
Nobody gives a fuck but you. And if you're doing it for someone else, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
You should do it for your health. Do it because it makes you feel happy. I get it, but quit posting the goddamn fucking same photo every fucking day. All right, on to the next shit that pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
please do.
The people that post pictures of babies being born, like having to go through some sort of traumatic surgery.
We already talked about this. The cleft lip.
We're gonna talk about or fucking some dude with his fucking arm blown off, but he survived, and it says, "Please don't stop scrolling without typing amen."
Oh,
like that fucking amen isn't gonna fucking do shit. The other day I got blocked.
The sad stories that hook you
I got blocked.
They're like
no, it's amen. Type amen. That's all it says. Type amen.
Those are just the people, and I know those are just people that are obsessed with getting likes.
So
they find a sad story and they
type amen for this
and
person.
they play on a weakness.
So the other day,
it's like people when they have their baby, they're gonna get tons of likes.
Yeah, of course.
Did you see how Steve got like 400 likes on his announcement of
he's got a girlfriend?
That he's got a girlfriend.
I even said,
Steve, if you're listening, you got 400 likes, bro. I think that
I think you need to marry this girl.
I think the consensus of everybody is they were all relieved that you're not gay, bro.
Yeah, you're not gay, and you're validated.
I'm just kidding. Now to my boy, shout out to my boy Stevie G.
That's great,
shout
man.
Out to my boy.
There's nothing better than being
I talked to him about the other day. He was stoked as fuck. He's in love.
None better than being in a relationship.
And I'm happy he's not gay either. Nah,
so back to this.
He's crushed ass, but
yeah, he's crushed ass. But back to this. I was on Facebook the other day and I saw this and I just had enough, so I had to get in and say something, and it was like Alien Empire group something on Facebook. I got blocked and attacked because I said, "What the fuck is this amen gonna do? If you give a fuck about anybody, you fucking degenerate cowards, send them fucking money, because this guy don't give a fuck if you type amen." And I was immediately bing 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 bing. Fucking blocked.
Yeah, I'm a provoker of comments. I get a lot of people that want to argue with me. Hey, but I also get I've pretty frequently get like a lot of hundreds and like the most popular comments on websites.
There'll be a picture of a stack of money and it says type amen if you want this in your life. And one of the times I made a meme joking about this to all my people on Facebook a couple months ago. I Google searched fat ass and got the best photograph I could see of some girl bending over showing her thong. And I put, type amen if you want this ass in your life. It was funny as fuck. And
so
I got
how
a
many
lot of
amens
likes.
did you
like
get?
88 likes. A bunch of people that are scared to say amen.
You got to have the hot chicks on. I have too many hot chicks on my Instagram. You got to have a couple so that you get like that. Oh, she's hot. That's a nice little tree. You got to have a good mixture of different pictures on Instagram, like animals and fucking cool cars and things like that.
I need more pictures of animals on mine.
My problem is I'm addicted to suicide girls, and I follow every fucking suicide girl that I find because I think they're like all fun.
Like my personal Instagram page, I post like what I have for dinner, something, a fancy restaurant, my kids.
Yeah, I post really weird Instagram.
Scenic fucking, like when I'm driving, you know. I post memes and shit, you know, just overall everything. I need to post more.
What
animals.
would you think, like your honest opinion of my Instagram? It's kind of different. It's strange, huh?
Yeah, it's different. It's cool though, because you don't want to see the same shit every day. Like you want to see things like that are different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do a lot of recording
the same shit.
Music or like some mundane
Your videos
thing.
are strange sometimes.
Yeah,
and I don't get them, but I don't have to get them. It's not for me to get.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like art. You know, you don't have to get it. It's somebody created it, and you just appreciate it for what it is.
It's weird how I get inspired to do them because I don't really know how to explain them, and it's just fucking like, It's not like an art, or like I'll copy fucking the TV and shit and then turn it black and white, or like funny fucking Family Guy. Yeah. I don't know. Instagram is tight to me, and I'm really starting to get into Snapchat, because you know what I like about Snapchat is there's no commenting and there's no liking, so it's all anonymous and it's just followers that Snapchat, and you do your story, dude. Like we're gonna play my story. If you never have got on Snapchat,
I've got it. I had it. You're
gonna be addicted to it.
Well, dude. I'm not gonna get on it. I'm not gonna get on it.
Trust me.
I got it 2 years ago, and I was just like, what is this bullshit? You know, I didn't really understand it, but that's just me.
Yeah. Was there a certain aspect of you didn't like? Were you getting caught up on Snapchat? Yeah, the Snapchat is a good way for people to get caught up in relationships, and all social media is a bad way. This one girl I was dating at the time, I was promoting.
Snapchat me, bro. Like, let's get in and let's do it right now as we're speaking. Snapchat, put this part of your shit, bro.
All right. There was this girl that I was dating, and I put hashtag girls that vape, and she was like, "What does that mean? Hashtag girls that vape?" I'm like, "That's me trying to sell vapes."
Yeah, like, calm down. Why are you? So what is this right here?
This is I'm putting it on my story.
You could choose to what?
So like a story is like if I keep recording videos and I add it to my story, then it plays one long thing.
It'll be a collage of all your videos
specifically. Yeah, it goes away after a while.
My girlfriend has that, and I like it because sometimes it has like these filters where it changes your, like, you could be a Viking or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen it. And then you just make a snap story. And I think that's my most interesting medium, because I just will record the randomest things that I think of, or like jokes or shit like that, and then it gets played into a clip, and there's no commenting, no liking. You know, it's just I don't know. And then it's a good way to commute. Snapchat is actually probably the perfect way to sell drugs.
For sure.
If you were to like message somebody and be
the black dark net.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you can use.
Have you been on that? Sorry to change the subject, but have you been on the dark net?
No, I mean, I understand the concept of it. I'd have no reason to. I would never buy drugs or guns, and
well, it's not.
I've been watching MILF porn since I was 18. So now that I'm 31, MILF porn is like
played out.
No, it's not played out.
It's not played out.
It's all they're now my age. Like I'm at the perfect
it's regular
age.
Porn now.
It's regular porn for me. The MILF porn. I've been waiting since I was I don't watch that much porn, honestly, but
you know
X-Hamster is my go-to.
So in order for me, because like every guy, you know, I'm just the kind of guy that don't give a fuck. I'll tell you whatever I got to tell you. All right. So when I'm looking at porn via cell phone,
I haven't done the cell phone in a while because I got the laptop.
Really?
But
okay. Well, same thing.
I like it because the laptop gives you.
Well, what is the purpose of watching a porn video? To beat off, right?
To jack off.
Okay, yeah. So in order for me to beat off, like I could beat off, of course, but in order for me to blast my load, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to have the right video, and that right video has to have. There's a criteria that it needs to fit. I can't just blast my load to any old video of some chick getting rammed, you know? It's got to have, like, there's like a 4-point aspect of these things that have to be in the video in the same shot in order for me to fucking blast my load, you know what I mean?
Tell me about those aspects.
It's got to be sideways position fucking, right? And she's got to have at least 1 foot in the frame.
What?
Dangling up.
You like feet, huh?
No, I just think it's a woman's body is fucking beautiful.
What's the third criteria?
It's she's got to have her tits bouncing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There's the slapping of thighs while riding.
Boom.
Slapping
nice.
Have you ever had a chick that when a girl knows how to ride is when she can jump up on her feet and like squat slap, you know?
Yeah.
Not like
slapping skins, bro.
I hate that when girls get on and like try to wiggle the wiggle move.
Yeah,
that's the shittiest, you know.
Can you just blast to any video, or do you also have a criteria?
No, dude, I've been watching porn for many a year. I pick out here and there. And then I don't know though. I'm not like I don't watch it that much.
You watch black porn, black people porn.
No, I don't. Well, there's guys in a lot end up because they end up in a lot of porns anyway. Yeah. You're not gonna if you watch enough porn, you're gonna see a black guy fucking
a white chick.
A white chick. So that's kind of unavoidable in the porn game. Yeah. I love the 2 chicks and 1 dude. Oh, that's like a fantasy.
I like one-on-one action.
I do too. And you know what's weird is it's like you need the guy to be there too. That's not that you want to see not that you want to see the guy naked, but it creates a more like natural feel of how sex really is. Yeah. I don't know though, but some lesbian shit can be fucking.
I don't do it for me. I don't even watch lesbian shit.
Yeah.
Another one I can't watch is
But like I said, man, I don't watch it that often. Yeah, so I mean, if like every now and again you get the feeling you're like, 7 days? You know, I need to fire one.
5 out of 7 days or what?
Probably like 3.
That's not really a lot, huh?
Maybe I go through phases.
Have you seen that movie with shit, man? It was I can't remember the name of the movie, bro, but it was what is his Joseph Gordon-Levitt's.
Yeah.
The dude and he was like some Italian spit guy and he'd fuck bitches.
Oh, Joe.
It wasn't good enough.
Don Juan.
Something like Don John.
I think
he would fuck girls and he couldn't he had to like beat off secretly after he fucked them because he couldn't get off. You know, you remember that movie?
Yeah, I never seen
that shit was funny.
But I know that Scarlett Johansson was the co-star. She is hot. Have you ever seen the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix, where she plays the voice of a computer, and he's in love with her?
No, but I've always wanted to watch that movie.
It's a strange movie. Spike Jonze is a good movie creator. Have you ever seen
Spike Lee?
Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze.
He's actually one of the co-creators of the skateboard company Girl. He made the movie Being John Malkovich, and then there's another one he made. Have you
seen Ex Machina?
No.
AI intelligence.
I need to watch the original Old Boy. Everybody's been getting on me about. I watched the new Old Boy.
Oh, that's not the original.
With the one with Josh Brolin.
Who's Josh Brolin?
The white guy.
I've seen Old Boy, but it was like 2 years old, a year or 2 old.
Are the people Asian?
No.
Then no, you haven't seen the original.
Okay.
Everybody says the original's better. Everyone's told me that.
Everybody's full of shit though. On top of that, you know.
No,
always want to go with the original.
There's certain people that I fucking trust their advice. Like
that movie's crazy to begin with.
Omar told me that, and I trust Omar's advice. He has really good taste and style. He's been wrong a couple times. Me and him were arguing about you remember when that Kid Cudi Wizard album came out, and I was.
Is that his newest one?
No, he's made out like three albums. His newest one is called Speeding Bullet to Heaven, and it's also garbage. It's one of like the lowest rated.
Like that one.
Okay, the Wizard fucking album, Speeding Bullet to Heaven, is such shit, dude. It's like hippie fucking rock.
He liked it.
He was like his argument with me when Wizard came out was that I just don't understand that's. That Cudi's ahead of his time, and I'm like, dude, it just doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's bad music. It's bad. He's rocking out. Like anytime a rapper tries to rock out, it's fucking
when Wiz Khalifa does that shit, it's gay. And I said the word gay. But I know what you mean. It's like, dude, do what you do. You know, don't venture off into some bullshit.
Let's get a little.
What's this? Is this the Kid Cudi, or is that
This is from Kid Cudi's new album, Speeding Bullet to Heaven.
I already don't like it.
This is for all your suffering, judgmental cunt.
Judgmental cunt. You know what I mean? Like I could already tell the vibe is not what I'm trying to. I'm not feeling the energy, dog.
So stupid.
He sounds like a wannabe Kurt Cobain. You know what I'm talking about? This fool thinks he's Nirvana and shit. Okay, that's all I can take of it.
Yeah, that's just like some hipster shit.
Oh my god,
that's hipster shit.
You know what's crazy is that Kid Cudi has a really strong following. So if you go to like his Facebook page, there's like haters, but there's people that are like post passionate, and I think it's like all these like depressed little kids that fucking cut themselves, and they're all like emo fucks that are like all fucked up. Hipsters, kids. Some of them, but I think that a lot of the fans of Kid Cudi are just fucking, there's always been depressed teenagers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you changed my life, Kid Cudi.
You gave me a reason to live.
Yeah, I'm inspired by you. Keep making music. They just don't know. They're hating. It's like, no, man.
What they don't know is Kid Cudi don't give a fuck about them. He just gives a fuck about money.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it.
I think if there was an artist, though, that kind of, it doesn't mean as much to him as any rapper, I think it'd be Kid Cudi. I think the majority of rappers are more concerned with money. He never talks about money in his raps. And he's just mostly about like his emotions and crying and his problems. And it's like, be fucking happy, you fuck. Like, have
there's
fun.
always going to be musicians that's what they prey on. You know what I mean? That's their fan base. And there's nothing they can do about it. If he tries to change, then they will not have it.
So when are you going to let us hear this mixtape you're working on?
Well, now that today was my actual last day of work. Okay, Today I resigned. I quit. And for those
moving on to bigger things, we can get a congratulations. If anybody wants to congratulate Vito, hit us up at Google or gooncastsquad@gmail.com. If you want to ask him any questions, congratulations. We've been getting a lot of emails from people, honestly, and it's been pretty cool. We've got a email from 2 people from England so far, which is actually pretty fucking insane. Honolulu. Listeners. So I don't know. If you want to send us an email, ask us questions, please do.
So today was my last day, and I call it quits after 3 years of working at this place, which I'm grateful for. But at the end of the day, I can't as a man, I can't stick around where they put a cap on me. I can't be capped. You know what I'm saying? At this job, it was a great job, great pay, but it's like once you plateau there, you're there. You're gonna be at that plateau for the rest of your life there. So I had to take it upon myself to find something bigger and better and different. And not only to mention, I was doing about 2,500 miles a month. And now I'm gonna cut that down to 2,500 miles a month to 200 miles a month.
Yeah,
that's fucking great, ridiculous.
Dude. You're gonna lose a lot of stress off your life. You're probably not gonna be so fucking crazy.
I'm gonna be crazy. I'm always gonna be crazy.
You don't want to have less stress?
I love stress. That's just my life, man. Without stress, I wouldn't know what to do. Huh? The weird thing about me is sometimes when I'm in my room and everything's taken care of, my lady's at work, my kids are happy, and I'm just sitting there, it's like, it's weird, man. You know what I mean? Like I sit there and I'm relaxed and I'm just looking at the ceiling and it's like I feed off of stress. I don't know. It's weird, right? But that's definitely a bad way to live your life, right?
Hey, but that's the way you were born, and that's the way you are, and it keeps you opinionated. And the one thing about stress, that I don't think, and I think a lot of people will disagree with me, is that sometimes stress can lead you to find humor and discover humor in strange ways.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I think I've pretty much always been a stressed out guy, but I've always been a funny guy too. You know what I mean? I can make people shit their pants laughing. But you go back to the mixtape, it's for people that don't know, are you
going to be putting all new summer tracks and shit?
Summer bangers and tracks and shit. Yeah, cuz I think it's now that I'm going to have more time on my hands and shit that I'm not having to dedicate my life to traveling.
Roughly how many tracks are you going to have on
Probably
each mix?
20.
Yeah.
20 tracks.
What are they going to each track's going to run like about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes?
Like 3.
Yeah.
3-4 at the most.
That's good. Put some fucking bangers on. I need a fucking nice, good CD to bump by the pool and shit.
Because people that don't know me, I was a DJ before,
He still is a DJ.
I still am, but I'm just not active. Yeah.
He's adding to his resume now with podcasting as a DJ.
For sure.
Like I'm a writer, and I'm a podcaster.
I miss it. You know what I mean? I haven't DJ'd somewhere like big in a long time, and I miss it. Like I've DJ'd at big ass fucking clubs in downtown Los Angeles, fucking sick ass clubs.
Yeah. Side story. I went to that show. Side story.
My last gig.
My buddy. Yeah. We drive all the way down to fucking LA.
And I was super excited to see you guys
parking. Too. Fucking walk to the place, to the door, and my buddy has a fucking panic attack and can't go into the show. And I have to drive all the way back home, drop him off, and then drive back to Victorville.
Yeah.
I was like right outside the door. I almost like was like thinking like, can I leave this full? Like, but he was like, I was like, I tried to get him, bought him a water and maybe drink a Red Bull. But he just fucking. I never seen. That's the first time I've been. That's the first time I've been around somebody that was having a panic attack that was losing it.
You would have had fun.
I know I would have had fun. I was fucking. I hadn't had a day off in fucking months. I was working 7 days a week at the goddamn smoke shop.
The club,
and I was able to go out for one night.
Yeah.
And I was fucking.
And he blew it.
Yeah, he blew it.
Hey, you would have had a ball, dude. The fucking club. It was a big club, fancy club. You know what I mean? The people that I was working for are the same people that throw Electric Daisy Carnival, same company, Insomniac.
Yeah, it was in Insomniac.
It wasn't just some bullshit club. You know what I mean? It was like a huge feat for me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, really.
And I was
really,
like,
it wasn't.
No, I had friends there.
It was no fucking house party on fucking Luna.
It was sick. But anyways, I miss it, because, I've had kids and things settle down and having to work so far from home. Shit just gets slow,
Yeah.
And I'm not focused on that.
And DJing is not like something that you make money really fast, and it requires you to party a lot.
I don't even care about the money when it comes to that. Like,
yeah.
I generally
but you know
have
what
a
I mean?
passion.
But I think even the like going around the partying, going to clubs, promoting is fucking boring and time consuming and boring. You know who's always been up on it though is a good friend of ours, DJ Sin LA.
Yeah, that fool's dope.
At DJ Sin LA. Check him out. He's fucking the boy. That fool, he's a genius when it comes to music as well. I always love what he posts. Even if I don't like the music particularly, I can respect the reasons why it's good. Yeah,
he's got a natural ear for it.
Yeah, he's got a natural eye for style too, dude. He's
ahead of the game up here for sure.
He's a creative. He's definitely a creative mind, and I fucking love people like that. Creatives.
Yeah, man. So this new mix that I'm coming out with is basically for getting back in the game. Like I want to get back in it. I want to DJ, and it's fun. I miss it. So
start off hard. I think it should.
I've got 2 of them coming out. So I got one that's gonna be like club slapper bangers and a deep house.
I think you're making these mixes to present to somebody, right?
Yeah, to a couple people in
that's
the club.
That's what I'm talking about.
Business.
We get back into to fucking get back into the that was it the Avalon?
No, it was called the Exchange LA. If you've never heard of it, Google it. Exchange LA.
See, I ain't going to LA for no reason except to go to a Kings game and then to go to this guy's show because I hate LA. I don't like being in downtown LA. I don't like being
this
West
club
LA.
is at the. It's actually a beautiful building. It's a historic fucking.
Yeah,
it was the Los Angeles Stock Exchange in the 20s and 30s. It was huge, fucking.
I'm just
sick.
Not a fan.
The
of
Avalon's
Los
dope though.
Angeles.
How about Hollywood? Same shit.
I'm not a fan of the whole fucking area. I just don't like it, dude. I've been to plenty of shows and I'll go down there, but I just don't like the atmosphere.
I love it.
Once you're in the club, it's cool, but I just don't like the streets, parking.
Yeah, true that. I get a little nervous when I'm around too many people in Hollywood, and I'm constantly like watching my back and stuff, and then I can't relax until I'm somewhere where I can get my back against a wall and not have people behind me and shit like that. But
hey, don't get me wrong, man. Some of my greatest times, like the Orion, were in LA, and that's when raving was just this whole new concept. And after a while, it just got really old for me. I couldn't take any more ecstasy, and I just didn't want to. It was, and then you start to realize how stupid some of those people are and fucking moronic, like fucking Homeboy's girlfriend. Remember that guy? You know who I'm talking about. Certain guy's fucking annoying bitch girlfriend. That we'll call her Clarissa. The ginger. We're gonna call her Melissa. Fuck her. I don't know her name.
She's not listening.
She ain't listening.
She thought she was like a pro or some
She
shit.
was the biggest bitch I've ever met in my life, dude. And I know people probably don't even respect that because I probably said the biggest bitch in my life like 500 times during the times
but it's
we
true.
were podcasting.
Trust
But
us.
she was such a mean person and just a druggy and fucking. She was like older and you could tell she just lived on the streets and she was hustled.
She was
fucking,
a rat.
She was a
tough rat.
She was a little. She had fucked up teeth too. Dude,
disgusting.
That bitch. I'm not gonna say the names of the people. But she fucked the guy, her boyfriend that I knew her for so long. She fucked his brother like before they got together. Like a total fucked up situation. I hope he's not listening. If he is, I'm sorry, but I had to say it.
It's all good. The truth, whatever. On to the next subject.
He did me dirty, so
yeah,
that's payback.
Dirty, huh?
Yeah, what's funny, dude, is we had a complainer about last week.
We did?
No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. We had a complainer about. Remember when I said that I am known crazy chicks that have had made up illnesses?
Yeah.
That person tried to call me out, but what she doesn't realize.
You weren't talking about nobody specific, though, were you? You were talking about that person?
She took it like that, so she obviously knew she was lying.
She was one of those type of persons.
Yeah, I never said her name, so she confronted me to say that I was talking about her. But why would I be talking about her unless it was true?
What was the complaint? Don't talk about me.
No, her complaint was that how could I say that that's not real? She didn't have no facts, no arguments.
And she's still
alive. You should
alive.
have asked me. She's not only is she still alive. It went from brain cancer to breast cancer to fucking two different guys from the neighborhood.
She's a magician.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But
here's the thing.
Here's my thing. If I don't say your fucking name, don't fucking contact me.
Don't burn yourself.
Okay, don't burn yourself with me. And you don't lie to my fucking face and people I know to try to get sympathy because I know you're fucking lying. And I want
the goons don't give sympathy to nobody.
No. And
right.
I want to see documentation. Then
we only give sympathy to each other.
If I see documentation, then I'll publicly.
Who fucking cares?
I'll publicly apologize both to the person and on the
that person's
show,
family.
But I know she's lying.
So here's the thing, for the listeners. All right. We talk shit. That's what we do best. We have fun. We love it. You love it. You know what I mean? Everybody loves it. But here's the thing: we don't give a fuck. And if you're offended, then oh well. Life goes on. You don't have to listen. But we don't want you to feel offended, anybody. But we don't. At the end of the day, we don't give a fuck about anybody either, but ourselves. You know what I mean?
And and if you're gonna complain, you're barking up the wrong tree.
If you're gonna complain, make it fucking make it funny, make it creative. You know what I mean? And then I wanted to say one thing.
And don't send me things and then block me from responding.
So here's the thing. All right, our listeners, we appreciate you guys, but the fact of the matter is, we need you guys to be more interactive with us. If you guys have any suggestions or
if you're listening,
share the shit.
Follow us at Gooncast Squad. Go hit up our fucking old at Instagram Gooncast Squad. Comment on our pictures. Tell us what do you want us to do. What we need to do.
Here's the main thing.
To talk about.
Here's the important
What
things.
you want to hear our opinion on.
SoundCloud and iTunes. Okay.
Yeah. Subscribe on iTunes. Podcast Republic on Android. We're on everything. We're on every major shit right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gooncast Squad 760. That's for iTunes as well as SoundCloud. Share it. Tell some people about it. Get people into it. And, let's be interactive. You hit us up at gooncastsquad@gmail.com. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you think you want to be on the show, you want to come over here and hang out and drink some beers and be on the podcast and talk some shit with us, feel free. You know what I mean? Anybody hit us up.
Yep.
And that's just the way it is because without participation.
But the thing is, people got to understand this takes a commitment of confession. You put your balls out on the line. There's no change. We're not having anybody on the show that wants to hide their identity.
Yeah,
that's a rule that we have. There's no hiding of the identity.
Not anymore. In the beginning, there was. In the beginning, we played along with that, but we don't play this shit no more.
Yeah.
What are you embarrassed of? You want to come on our show? Let it be known.
Do you want to be funny? Do you want to be? You want an anonymous character is funny if like the people. That's like the people that listen to us and practically know.
You want to burn somebody? You know somebody in your life that's fucked you over, pissed you off. Your baby daddy can't get a job. Whatever the fucking reason is, hit us up. We'll fucking talk some shit about that person on the podcast.
And a good 25 to 50, 60 people will listen to it.
I'll personally write jokes about this person, whatever person, for any reason. And that's it, you know? So like share, comment, review.
Show somebody it and
show some support.
Hey, but you know what? You gotta show it to people that have dark humor, that fucking like to cuss a lot. They like rudeness. Your conservative friends, your fucking beer drinking buds, your fucking dumbasses, your fucking douchebags, your meatheads,
everybody,
your fucking
anybody.
MMA clique,
your dad, your mom,
dumbasses. You know, don't be showing this to fucking hipsters,
Christian, hardcore
fucking,
Christian.
Yeah, don't. This is explicit content, okay?
If you're an asshole or you know an asshole, most likely they're gonna like us assholes. So that's just the way it is. And another thing I wanted to bring up is starting next week on next week's episode. This is episode 17.
Yeah.
On episode 18, we're gonna start doing a new segment of the show where we call it Cocksucker of the Week.
The cocksucker of the week. We're gonna give you. Don't give them no description. They
cocksucker of the week. You know what that means, you fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
You did some cocksucker shit.
There's gonna be men and women, and it's not gonna be just about gay people. It's gonna be about people doing a certain thing that makes them the cocksucker of the week.
Yeah, and I mean it's gonna be in the news. If you know a cocksucker that you want to put on blast, fucking send it on in.
You want to hear a story about a guy some guy that pulled a bitch ass move, or some fucking chick that pulled a disgusting whore shit, or scandalous, or fucking what? If anybody knows Brenea, no, or got ripped off by her,
damn,
or somebody that wants to put somebody on blast but wants to change the name. You know,
we could work it out.
We want to hear all your fucked up stories. We want to hear all your fucked up stories.
@gmail.com. Hit us up. That's all we got for today's show. Thanks for listening, and till next week, cocksuckers.
Yeah, next week.
Peace.